I personally don't know why there isn't an army of men who have been fucked over by the system, who are obviously not going to get any justice within the court system, who are seeking their own justice outside the court. Now, I'm not condoning that, but if it were to happen, I understand. All right, everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. All right, what are we going to talk about here today? I'm going to go over something that a lot of you gentlemen need to reevaluate in your lives. And let's just call this the red pill attitude. All right, now with my 33 years in the service, probably saw a couple hundred guys get out of the Army over craziness with a divorce or a relationship. I saw hundreds of guys get out of the Army to chase their kids all over the fucking country after a divorce. There was quite a few suicides and attempted suicides. I've seen people lose, rank over complete bullshit that was never fucking proven. There were just accusations. I saw guys get bar of re-enlistment and just, fuck their lives up 3 ways to Sunday. So if you say, I'm never getting married, and you fucking mean it, or you're divorced and say, never getting married again, congratulations, you are halfway down the road of the red pill attitude. In fact, you might even be the beginnings of MGTOW. And there's different levels to MGTOW. There's guys who date, there's guys who don't date, there's some guys out there who go the monk route, which I can't fault anyone for doing that, because in today's day and age, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. The repercussions aren't worth the 30 seconds of, oh yeah, baby. It's just not worth it. So, if you're going to mess around with women, there's a few things you got to take into the back of your mind. Like, one, can your life support losing half of your shit? Because roughly 55% chance of your first marriage ending in divorce, 65 to 68% chance second marriage ends in divorce, third marriage you have a 70 to 82% chance of divorce depending upon how many children are involved and so forth. And 80% of these divorces are filed by women. And they're the first ones to scream, men don't want to commit and we're, relationship-ophobes. But goddamn, I mean, the stats are not on the women's side when it comes to their attitude and behavior. All right, now, here's another one. Whenever you get into a relationship, or relationship, marriage, whatever, as soon as it starts off and it gets somewhat serious, be prepared for a 40% drain on your resources. So, like, say you're working at a blue-collar job and you pull down $7,000 a month with, the usual amount of overtime that you pull. Be prepared for $2,800 of your budget to get eaten up to basically placate and support the other life support pod of the pussy that you're in a relationship with. And, if she's one of those feminists that won't cook, won't clean, is a size 14, is it really worth $2,800 a fucking month for that? For a blue-haired fucking, nose ring wearing tatted up bitch? Fuck no! Especially if she failed the dick stacking test and, the platform you could push her off is going to fucking probably kill her. $2,800 a month, gentlemen. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Would you ever fuck a zombie?
Bad Pop's got bad news. The end? It's extremely fucking nigh.
You can't kill something that's already dead.
And the only thing standing in between you and a horde of the undead is toxic masculinity. Weh? So hold on to your butts and get set for Red Days. Get your copy on DVD or Blu-ray on Amazon today. A link is in the description, bitches.
It's a right provided to them by the queen.
Fuck her, she's a whore. All right, now, next we have the legal hammer worries. All right, so you have a kid with this woman. At any time, she can say, fuck it, I'm leaving, I'm taking the kid. You're going to have to fight me in court to get any access to this child. You're going to burn up probably anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000, which you probably don't have after they suck you dry on child support. And the family court, sure as shit, is not on your side because they always have this vague term, best interest of the child, even though 85% of the people in prison came from single mother homes. Large majority of the suicides, single mother homes, drug addicts, the whole deal. So that is a complete lie. If you're married to her and she drags you into divorce court, the liberal judges and the laws, again, totally against you. Unless you get a full jury trial for your divorce, you are not going to get a fair shake, period. If I had the money, that's what I would have done. I got royally fucked. Hindsight's 20/20. But I was, recovering from getting wounded in Iraq and I was unemployed, so I got fucked over. All right, another thing that these women seem to have is they have a plethora amount of nonprofits to help these poor women. Let's just get this straight. You get married. Marriages, relationships, whatever you want to call it, have their ups and they have their downs. Especially after the dick wears out in 12 to 24 months. She decides, fuck it, I'm divorcing you. There are dozens of people or these nonprofits that will give them food and housing, clothing, free legal advice. And this is all shit above and beyond what they already fucking get. So she files for divorce. This is there's no abuse. You're paying your bills. She just fucking wants out. And she finds herself behind the income power curve. And now the rest of the country has to provide her WIC, Section 8, subsidized daycare, probably subsidized education, all because she made a fucking choice. It's not like a tornado came down and blew their house away or her husband died or there was some shit that was beyond her fucking control. But, we all have to feel sorry for this particular woman who made a conscious choice. I don't see it. Okay, now I already talked about the free legal. That's in a lot of the liberal states. Whenever you take your baby mama to court for more parenting time, whatever, they automatically give the woman free legal advice because they think for some reason she's at a disadvantage, which she's not. Even if they don't do that, a lot of times the man will get stuck with a boatload of the debt from the relationship or marriage and will have to pay the legal fees for the soon-to-be ex-wife. So, and then on top of that, he could possibly have alimony for life and child support. It's no wonder these guys are killing themselves at breakneck speed and are winding up homeless. I personally don't know why there isn't an army of men who have been fucked over by the system, who are obviously not going to get any justice within the court system, who are seeking their own justice outside the court. Now, I'm not condoning that, but if it were to happen, I understand. These are your fucking kids and this is your fucking life. And, you're losing your kids and your life is getting flushed down the toilet on a fucking whim. There's a lot of guys out there, once the woman walks out the door with their kids, they never see those children again. Ever. All right. And gentlemen, don't fucking listen to your attorney who says, oh, you know, when they reach the age of majority, they're going to come back into your life. Do you know the odds of that happening? 12%. You have a 12% chance of that actually taking place. Because parental alienation is a real fucking thing. It is ruining men's lives and the children's lives at the same time. Because they're buying into all the bullshit that the mother's telling them. And then the mother can't fucking, take care of the kids properly, and they wind up going off the rail. Because I'm going to be honest, the only thing women do worse than being strong and independent is raising boys into men. I said it. Fuck off. So, gentlemen, I made that video the long game. If you're going to play this fucking bullshit, you better be prepared to do that. And you're probably going to have to, go full Monty and learn how to do administrative violence and turn the bureaucracy against them. It's the only way you're going to get a fair shake is by fighting dirty. All right. Now, in the past 12 years, I've talked to probably somewhere between 400 and 500 guys who have criminal fucking records based on absolutely nothing, a whim, a feeling. What the fuck is that? In this country, technically, you're innocent until proven guilty. Now, that is not the case if you're dealing with, false allegations of abuse or sexual assault charge or anything along those lines. I mean, literally, you get in an argument with your wife, she calls the cops come arrest you, and be prepared to shell out an assload of cash. And I'm going to be honest, gentlemen, don't say shit to the police and don't take a fucking plea deal. All right? Don't fucking do it. Because every single plea deal that I've ever fucking heard, it winds up going in your record as a domestic abuse charge. You lose your right to guns and a lot of other horse shit. I've seen guys lose military careers over this. I have known cops who have lost their careers over shit like this. You figure if this is the courts and they're willing to do this to the cops who actually are supposed to support the courts, what do you think is going to happen to you? So, gentlemen, is this red pill mentality sinking in yet? Okay, because the list goes on. There is a reason why soap operas have been around since the radio became popular. Women thrive on drama. All right, there isn't soap operas for dudes. There's shows out there for dudes that, like watching cars get fixed or watching guys go fishing or shoot fucking guns or MMA or stuff like that. Men like to watch that stuff. And even the millennials of today who don't watch the shit on TV, they're playing video games where they go on these incredible quests and they get gold and they buy better weapons, and then, they're doing all kinds of manly fucking, conservative Republican bullshit on the video game. And then in the real world, they're like, oh, no, it's not right. Women, come on. Wake the fuck up, gentlemen. Constant drama. I mean, fuck. You're just going to have to deal with it. If you were in a relationship or you're ever married, how many times have you heard this? So what you mean is, when you hear that, the person on the other side, all they want to do is fight. All right? They don't want to reason. They don't want to hear facts. They want to interject their feelings into what you're saying and pick a fight. And Spanish women, the Latino women, are fucking really good at this. Okay, I've dated a few. I've had it happen to me. And I've heard hundreds of stories about it. Yeah, so don't even fucking come at me with me like, no, that's bullshit. No, it's not. All right, now another thing that's going to happen. You get in a relationship or you get married, you're going to have to double worry. You are going to have to worry about yourself and your needs, and then you're going to have to worry about her needs and wants. And guess what? She thinks hers take priority over yours. All right, now, if you're going to bend over and bend a knee and take that attitude, happy wife, happy life, well, good fucking luck to you. Because guess what? From that point forward, you are nothing but an oxen pulling a fucking cart. All right? And she will put the blinders on you and steer you where she wants you to go. I don't know, gentlemen, that doesn't sound like anything, any kind of life I want to live. But what the fuck do I know? If you have children, if you're a man worth his salt, you are going to forever worry about your children. That is just the way it works. And this is really aggravating here. Say you're completely alienated from your children. You don't have any input in their lives. You cannot discipline them because you never see them. And they decide they're going to start fucking up and doing some pretty egregious bullshit. So now the courts have taken the children out of your life, and then the courts come after you for, financial, remediation, and sometimes legally they can punish you for the shit your children do, even though the court removed the children from your presence. How the fuck does that work? I've talked to probably about 24 guys who've had to pay like thousands of dollars in damages for some bullshit that their teenage fucking sons did. And they hadn't seen their son since they were 5 or 6 years old. So this is 10 years, 11 years later, they're 15, 16, running the streets, doing fucking crazy horse shit, getting in trouble. And then they come after the father for money to pay for their damages, their court costs, their time in the juvenile treatment facilities. What the fuck? I already talked about this in the past. Ruined careers. Knew a guy, 17 years in the Army. Boom. Did not get his final re-enlistment put in place, even though there was no charges levied. Okay. There was no evidence found, but the chain of command said, you know what? We don't want you in our fucking army. And he was gone. No pension, nothing. Gone. That's the kind of shit that spurns forward active shooters right there. Okay. And I'm shocked we don't have more of them. I know a guy who's a private investigator in Minnesota. 11 years on the state troopers in his state. Got divorced. Crazy shit ensued. Lost his career as a cop. Now he's going to work until he dies as a private investigator just to pay the fucking bills. And I believe the ex-wife is getting, I don't think she was getting alimony for life, but I think he was on the hook for 7 to 10 years of alimony, which is ridiculous. I mean, basically, his children would be off child support in, I think, at the time, 3 to 4 years, and he was going to pay alimony for 6 more years beyond that. I mean, gentlemen, this is shit you need to think about here, because this is real on-the-ground horse shit that's taking place every day. Because I'm going to be honest, divorce court does not follow the Constitution of the United States. All right? Family court doesn't follow any fucking laws whatsoever. They pierce corporate veils. They go after people's money and trusts. I mean, they do all kinds of crazy shit that you can't do in corporate law. But they get away with it. I've talked to probably 10, 15 guys who have lost a lot of money that wasn't even theirs to give away. It belonged to a business that they just happened to be, a member of. What the fuck? Now, the homeless thing, I've been there. The system made me homeless. Any system that will throw a man into the street willy-nilly needs to be reformed. It's evil. It needs to go away. All right? A lot of the horse shit you're going to deal with, you're going to have to deal with depression. It's going to happen. All right? That's why I do a lot of the comedy videos. So, I'm talking about a lot of depressing shit, but we're laughing about it at the same time so you guys can learn something out there, and maybe I can help pull you out of the fucking pit of despair, because that's a bucket full of shit that will drown you. All right, next we have suicides. Men are killing themselves at breakneck speed, and they have been doing it since the 60s, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit about you, gentlemen. I'm just saying. If you are going to kill yourself, please watch my videos and steer yourself clear, because I'm going to be honest. You fucking off yourself, you know what's going to happen? They're going to slap you in the next snot rocket right back here in the form of a fresh vaginal turd, and you're going to have to do the whole goddamn thing over again. I don't know about you gentlemen. I mean, I like living, but I don't know if I want to do this shit again. All right? Just saying. Next, we have the individuals who decide, you know what? I'm going to go down swinging. And they decide to start murdering people. When you are a man who has nothing left to lose, you become infinitely more dangerous. Because the I don't care light goes on, and you're moving forward at I don't give a fuck speed. And if you're an individual who can think on his feet, who is intelligent, who can read a fucking book, and is motivated, you can do anything. Anything. And it is a scary fucking thing when all of the limitations that were holding you back get pulled. Because I have been there. I have literally been at the edge, looked down, and the only reason I didn't take that final step and go hog wild is I had a friend of mine talk me down. Probably saved my life and the lives of some other people. I am not the guy that you want to see go hog wild. It's just not a good thing. So now I just talk a bunch of shit, write some books, and try to use, that anger and motivation that I have in a healthy outlet. Next, we have prison. There are guys out there, I've talked to probably six or eight guys, who are accused of sexual assault of stepchildren that didn't do it. Two of these guys, I knew them personally. I saw them at their best and worst. And there's no fucking way, when I read the charge sheets, that motherfucker did it. Because I remember I was in the court watching the child testify. And it was obvious that the kid was being coached, but he's still fucking, he got sent up for 13 fucking years. I think he's got 3 left to go. He got basically turned down for parole twice. That's another guy. I mean, hey, if you get thrown in prison over some bullshit, when you come up for parole, you just say, hey, motherfucker, don't ever let me out. All right? And ride it out to the end. You get out, handle your business. I'm not condoning that, but I thoroughly understand. All right, gentlemen, I know this was more of a negative video, but these are real world dangers that you have standing before you in the Western world of today. And a lot of men out there are getting fucked up sorry on this horse shit because they don't have a man in their life to fucking speak into their ear and go, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. Or, hey, we can still do this, but we can do it a smart way. I mean, that's what my videos are for, gentlemen. All right, that's it for me for today. And I hope this was an eye-opener for you. And if any of the guys out there have teenage sons, send them this goddamn video.